Did you know that it's possible to make paper, plastic, rope, and textiles from the same plant that marijuana comes from? I bet you didn't. That's probably because cannabis as a whole plant is demonized in the United States. People just think of it as some drug that some druggies use, and now are starting to use it for medicinal uses. Overall, the general attitude is very negative towards cannabis. It's been demonized in our country. So, the type of cannabis that contains marijuana, that one is, I forget whether it's cannabis sativa C or cannabis sativa L. There's two main strains though, and one is for industrial and one is for like the recreational and medicinal uses. So federally, THC is illegal. That's the like sparkly substance that you see on the nuggets. Like if you look at a piece of marijuana, you see like a sparkly thing on it. That's THC. The industrial strain of the plant contains so little of that you could smoke a whole trash bag of it and you wouldn't be high at all. And that's the stuff that makes rope, textiles, paper, plastic, all this other stuff. So, because of the fact that THC is illegal and the industrial strain does contain a small amount of that kind is not legal to be grown in the United States. So, most people don't realize that, unfortunately. As a conservative and sort of like a libertarian as well, I see a lot of people that are conservative that are totally against anything to do with cannabis. And it just shows me that they don't understand, like, you know, they have no idea. They're totally ignorant to all the benefits of it. And it's basically like the media and the government that have like completely demonized this. But it's a very useful, cannabis is a very useful plant. I believe that recreational and medicinal uses for cannabis are the least of its uses, and there's so many other uses. From what I've read, the paper and plastic that's produced from the cannabis plant is much more easily recyclable, and it's recyclable more times than what your average paper and plastic is recyclable. Also, it produces a lot less bad byproducts and stuff like that in the production of it than our regular plastic. So, I mean, people just don't realize like all of the beneficial uses for it as a commercial type of product. And I feel like all these conservatives, like they want like a free market, and they want like as much, you know, jobs as possible. Like there could be literally millions of jobs created if a cannabis industry blew up in America. Another beneficial thing about cannabis is that let's say you planted like a ton of plants of the industrial strain. That's producing a whole bunch of oxygen, and the plants are, you know, good. It's just good to have more plants growing like that. So just having like tons and tons of plants here. It's a product that, well, first of all, cannabis grows really well in the U.S. It grows naturally. The United States has really good climates for growing a lot of cannabis. And I just want people to see that it's not just some drug that's just for druggies. Like I want people to wake up and realize that like there's so many commercial uses for this plant, and I feel like it's something that Republicans and Democrats both should be getting behind. And unfortunately, with all the different presidents that I've seen in my short life of 30 years, none of them, Republican and Democrat, have not gotten behind this. You know, Obama, he did not lift the THC regulation that where THC is federally illegal. He didn't change that. And obviously Trump hasn't done that. George Bush hasn't done that. So people just don't get it. Or maybe they do, and it's all one big conspiracy to keep all these other companies thriving. You know, we could use a multitude of companies. Like, really, like, I'm not a big fan of plastic, but, like, you know, what if we had both? What if we had hemp plastic and then we had, you know, our dumb plastic that we have? But yeah, I just wanted to make this video to help people wake up and realize that cannabis is actually a good thing. And, you know, I'm not a fan of using drugs or anything that like alters your sobriety. I think that we should be sober. If you're a Christian, you should be a sober person. The Bible clearly says we should be sober-minded. For all those other people out there, do whatever you do. And I wouldn't recommend getting addicted to drugs or anything at all. It's probably better to be sober. But yeah. So that's my video. And have a good day.